Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today on another one of our Thursday webinars. Today we're going to be going over office holidays and other events. So today, really what we're going to be focusing on a lot is going to be on the calendar and managing anytime you might have the office being closed for a holiday, or even either some employees setting up some vacation time, or even just wanting to, set up just different events so you can easily track that information. And what I want to start with first is talking about good data, because really, anytime you want to make sure that you have your base set up, so you have the proper types and categories of how you want to report on this information, so it's easy for any of your employees or even yourself to add that information right away to the calendar. And again, it all goes back to being able to report on the information however you need. And so, what we're going to start with first is setting up the types and categories. And so, if you're unfamiliar, anytime you create an activity, I'm just going to hit the quick add icon up here to the top right and then choose activities. Anytime you add one, it's very important that you choose an activity type and an activity category. And so, for instance, I want to make sure that I have the ability to mark things as like a holiday, or whether or not the office is closed, or maybe that an employee is going to be taking PTO, or even just taking time off or like an out of office. So, to make sure those are set up, because those are both customizable, what we're going to do is go to our name in the top right hand corner and then choose manager account. After we select manager account, we're going to go down to the bottom to the admins only section. And so keep in mind, only admins can edit this information. And so I'm going to go to manage database lists right here. And on the right hand side, I'm going to see all of the different types of lists that I can customize. Now, we're not going to worry about categories under contacts. We want to worry about categories under activities and notes. And so first off, I'm going to start high level with the activity type. So I'm going to select activity types on the right-hand side, and you'll see that I have all of my available customizable activity types over here. Now, I would suggest setting up one like a holiday. So you'll see that I have holiday set up here. I also have out of office. So if you're just going to be out of the office itself, you can put that. Team building might be a day where like the office might be closed, and also vacation day. So very high level, like what kind of activity is this going to be? Is it just a vacation day? Am I out of the office? However, do I want to label that? So once you have those activity types set up, then you can go and get more descriptive. And so, two that I'm going to suggest over here to the right hand side, I'm going to click on activities and notes categories, is going to be things like office closed or office open. And so I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see right here, I already have two that I've created: office closed and then office open, specifically for holidays. Because that way, if I create a holiday on the calendar, let's say, for instance, Halloween, and we're going to add that. Halloween's a holiday, but we're not closed for it. So I still want to mark that it's a holiday so people can see it. But I also want to make sure that people know that they still have to come into work that day. I'm going to show you how you can set that up in your actual calendar itself. Once you've decided what type of activity types and activity categories you want, then you can actually add it to the calendar. One other thing I want to say in regards to good data is actually creating a user that is specifically for like office holidays, vacation, days off itself. So keep in mind, each Redtail database comes with the ability to have up to 15 active users. And so I'm going to go to my name in the top right hand corner and choose manager account. Now, if you have an office that has a user to spare, like you only have maybe like 8 or 9 people, it's not going to affect you if you add one more user that's not specifically for a person, but gives you the ability to have like a shared calendar amongst the whole office. And to do that, down here under admins only again, I'm now going to go to manage database users and teams. Now, I've already created one, and you'll see if I scroll down just a little bit, it's the username is office trainer, but right here I put the name of the last name of days out, vacation, holidays, and the first name of office. Now I've just made that so I have the ability to share this calendar, so I don't have to view everybody's calendar to see if they're off. When I create the activity, and I'm going to demonstrate this, if I'm going to take a vacation day, I'm just going to add that as a user. And so everybody can see who's off or on, or who's in the office, who's out of the office pretty easily. So again, if you have the ability to spare one of your users, If you don't have to use all 15, this is definitely the way to go. So you have ability to easily track vacation days without having to look at multiple calendars. So let's take the two concepts of using activity types and categories and also using a spare user like an office user and create those activities. So what I'm going to do is first come over to the left navigation menu and click on calendar. All right, so we're looking at August 2018. Let's first create an activity for Halloween. So for here, I'm going to go to October, go down to the 31st right here. I'm going to click on the 31st, and then right away I can actually create the subject line. And so I'll put in Halloween office open. Now, this is also a good idea. You can put in the subject line if you want to put office open or not, you can do so. Or even if you just want to put Halloween, you don't want to put that information. We can just put Halloween right away, and it's just going to show as a holiday. Now for here, it's the 31st. I'm going to keep it marked as an all-day event, and then the type I'm going to put holiday. Now keep in mind, I want to make sure that people know they still have to come in. So in the category, I'm going to come down to office open, and that one's used specifically for holidays. That's why I put it in parentheses. But if there's other times that you want to make sure that it's marked that the office is open, you don't have to specify it to be holidays like I did in the parentheses. That's just my preference, and it's up to you. Now from here, you'll see that the attendee is Tucker, because that's who I'm logged in as. But I want to put this on the actual holiday calendar, so I can come over here and choose days out, vacation, holidays. I'm going to automatically assign it to that user and then hit create and edit. Now, the reason I'm going to do create and edit is because I don't want to every year go in and create the Halloween activity. I want to actually set up a repeating activity. And so what I can do is scroll down here to the bottom, and then under repeats, I'm going to choose yearly. And then I'm going to choose repeats every X days, so every 1 day in October. Now, because it's set to the 31st and just selecting October, that's going to make it the 31st of every year. If I ever need to do something different, like on like the first Monday or third Thursday, however you want, that's when I'll check repeats on and then select it from here. We'll do that with another one. But for this, it's the 31st of every October. It's repeating every year, and I'm going to hit save activity. Now that's actually just created it every year to show. And now you'll see in October, I have Halloween right here showing on office days out vacation. Now, the reason it's showing on my calendar right now is keep in mind up here at the top, when I'm viewing users, I'm viewing my calendar and also the days out vacation holidays calendar. If I don't want to view that, I just uncheck it and you'll notice that I'm not looking at the holidays. But the reason for assigning to that user is that everybody can come in here if they want to see who's in, who's out, without actually having to assign it to themselves. All right, so creating that activity. Let's create one more holiday. And actually, let's create a holiday where we actually closed. And so I'm going to go to November, and you'll notice I already have Thanksgiving set up. It's already set to the actual office days out calendar. But Redtail actually takes the day off after Thanksgiving as well. So I'm going to create a holiday for that. And so I'm going to click on the 23rd of November. And for this one, we'll put Thanksgiving. Actually, let's put day after. Day after Thanksgiving. Now, this is also going to be marked as a holiday. And this one, the office is closed. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to choose office closed. And then again, this is repeating on the fourth Friday of every month. So I'm going to hit create and edit. And then again, I got my types and categories are set up. Come down to repeating. I'm going to choose yearly. And this time, again, I'm going to put a 1. And I'm going to choose November, but I'm going to check the box for repeats on. And then I'm going to do the fourth Friday. Now, again, remember, every Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday, but the day after Thanksgiving is going to be the fourth Friday, and I'm going to hit Save Activity. So now I have it set up to where I can easily see when it's going to be assigned for. Now, actually, what I just made a mistake, and so let's show how to fix this mistake. You'll notice it says day after Thanksgiving, but it doesn't show the office days out calendar. I forgot to assign it to that calendar, so we're going to open up that activity again. Now, if you ever need to make a bulk change to a repeating activity, up here at the top it says Apply Changes To. I don't want to just affect this one. I want to affect everything, so I'm going to choose the whole series. And then over here to the right, I'm going to add the days out vacation calendar, and I'm going to remove myself. So I'm going to remove from activity. And then once I do that and come down here and choose save activity, it'll now put everything that's on that repeating activity onto the days out calendar. So now I have that set up correctly. All right, so we just created two actual holidays. Let's talk about reporting on that a little bit. So if I want to run a report and let's say I want to see, hey, how many days off, how many holidays do I get to take off next year, or even just how many holidays are there? I can come over to the left-hand side and choose reports. And then over to the right, I'm going to choose activity reports and then activities by contact. Now, anytime you go to a report, the first thing you want to do is come over to the right-hand side and click on filter. And now I get to control what I'm looking at. So the start date and end date, I'm going to do next year. So let's do January 1st of 2019. And then we're going to go all the way to December 31st of 2019. So that's the full year. So 1/1/19 to 12/31/19. And then coming down here, I want to see any open activity. I can look at repeating and non-repeating. That's fine. I can leave that alone. But the activity type, I want to narrow down to just holidays. So I can select holiday. And then if I want to be very specific and just look at the holidays for the days out vacation, I can do so. But actually, let's not narrow it down first. Let's see if, maybe there's holidays in other people's calendars as well. So I'll keep that all users selected, and I'm going to hit apply filters. Now this pops up, and now you're going to see here's all my holidays. I got New Year's Day, President's Day, Memorial, Father's Day. Now, actually, that's one right here that you'll notice is assigned to Tucker's calendar. Now, Father's Day is always on a Sunday. It's technically not anything I have to worry about in regards to business. So maybe that's something personally you want to do. If you want to put a holiday on your calendar, that is, that's not business oriented, you can definitely do so. Or even again, you can make the decision as an office. Do we want to put every single holiday on the calendar and then mark whether or not we're open? You get to choose. So over here, you'll see that it's marked as a holiday, but general information. We don't need to know if it's closed or open because it's a Sunday. Hopefully nobody's working on Sundays. But over to the right-hand side, you'll see the category: office closed, 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 all the way over here. Then we have one office open, and that's the Halloween one we added. So maybe let's just look at the calendar items of what our office is taking off. So let's adjust the filter. So come back up here to the filter in the top right. Now I'm going to get very specific. All right, so we're still holidays. I'm just going to be worrying about when the office is closed. And so we'll check office closed. And I'm only worrying about the ones that we put on our days off calendar. So I'm going to select just that user. Now, the more information you put in this filters, the more it narrows down to what you're looking at. And so now I apply a filter. And right away, here's every single holiday that we're taking off in the next year. And so it gives you a good idea of what's happening. All right. So that's the holiday part of it, creating those holidays, and then just make sure everybody's aware that if they want to see the holidays, they don't have to come and ask you. They can just choose to click the actual days out vacation holidays calendar. Now, this gets to be used more than just for holidays. All right. So if I'm going to go on vacation, and let's say we're going to go on vacation the week of Christmas. All right. So I'm going to take this whole week off. What I can do here is I'm going to take the 24th, and we'll say Tucker on vacation. All right. Now, for this, I'm going to extend the start date and end date. I'm going to take the whole week off to the 28th. Now, for here, let's actually do vacation day. I can select that. Now, again, this is where you get to decide what you want to do. Maybe if you want to put individual days on for vacation day so you can track that, you can create, each day off you take, create one activity, however you want. But maybe I'm just going to do out of office at this point. So I'm going to choose the out of office one because I'm spanning over multiple days. And in the category, I don't need to be very specific with that. So I'm just going to keep it as general information. It's for Tucker, so I'm going to keep it assigned to Tucker. But I'm also going to come over here and hit create and edit. Because the one thing I need to do is come over here, choose add additional user, because I want to make sure that everyone else can easily see when I'm going to be gone. So I'm going to add the days out vacation holidays calendar. And then once I come over here and hit save activity, It's now on the calendar. It shows that I'm out, Tucker on vacation. And anytime somebody wants to see who's in or out of the office, again, you come up to the users up here and select the days out vacation holidays calendar. So that way I don't have to just put it on mine and expect people to come look at my activities. Because if they were to open up my calendar, they're going to see everything I'm doing. When I just want to share this one specific item with the whole office. And so it's really beneficial if you can spare that user. It's going to help with the productivity so people can easily see who's in, who's out, when are we all off, when is there a holiday when that I need to add that I don't need to worry about. All right, so you'll see there's lots of things that you can do in regards to actually setting up for your holidays, other events, anything like that. Now, again, like maybe you're setting up a team building activity. All right, so let's set one up for November. Like we're gonna have a team building on the 16th, and the office is gonna be closed. So I can create an activity. I'm gonna say office team building. Keep it as an all-day event. Now here, I've created one called team building itself. So maybe we do multiple team building events throughout the year just to help the office, the office morale. And there's multiple. So that's why I want as a type, but we're closing the office for this one. So I can actually come over here and say office closed. So that way I know everyone knows that they can actually assign, appointments on that day. We want to make sure that everybody is going to be in for the team building because they know it's not a holiday, but the office is still closed. And so over here, I'm going to put it on the days out vacation holidays calendar and just create that activity. And now it's there, ready to go. Now, keep in mind, if you like different colors, you'll notice that my office team building, even though it's team building is this blue color, so is my holidays. You have the ability to come up here to actions and choose change colors. And then I can change what those are going to be. So if I want to change team building to a different color, let's say we're going to have, let's do a bright red. We're going to do a bright red color for that. And then my holidays, let's make something a little more festive. Let's do like a green. I like that. And then I can save those colors. It's going to update my calendar here. And they're going to easily stick out. So red, for Redtail, we have an office team building day. The green, for the different holidays that are happening. And again, if you change the colors, it's not going to affect the colors that anyone else sees when they're logged into the database. So everybody else can choose different colors based on those activity types. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, feel free and reach out to us by phone at 1-800-206-5030, and that's option 3 for support. Or you can send us an email at support@redtailtechnology.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.